Hey guys, so October 3rd, 2022, I soloed WREX, and I went solo, 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 solo. Now that day was a meaningful day for me, because it really marked me in the community. Like, ever since then I'd done easy challenges, and then I did a challenge that was so hard. Less than 150 people had done it at the time. And today, I've decided I wanted to make it International Zap Day. Now, I'm not going to be attempting any crazy challenges. I'm just going to go on my Warlock and just run around and just talk about Zap Day. So, now we know why I chose this day, but why did I want to solo WREX? And what are we going to do to celebrate? I'm going to be talking about my favorite and least favorite Destiny players of all time, and I'm not going to be talking about skill. I'm going to be talking about ones that I personally know and have a connection with. And that's the point of this holiday, and you guys are going to say good things about me. Now, because we know that's an idiot, I did not rehearse the script, but what made me want to solo WREX is thanks to the first player on this list. I'll now grab a pencil, and then I'll reveal his name. I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
I wish I'd seen this place
Xayvier.
before the darkness destroyed it.
So the first player on this list, that one that inspired me to solo WREX, was Bresko. So what happened was, it was in October 2021, and I was a freshman, and that was the worst school year I've had. Everything just went horrible. Nothing went good or amazing. Like, I just didn't like that year. But to top it all off, something very bad personally had happened to me within the first week or 2 weeks of the year. I'm not going to say what it was, but that day what happened was the worst day of my life. Thinking back about it makes me tear up, and I'm just glad I don't have to relive that. And even till now I'm still sad about it. I don't think I'll ever be able to mentally get over it, let alone at the time. And I was really horrible at Destiny, not like I am now. And I'm just scrolling through YouTube videos because Destiny was all I had really to keep me happy, especially this Gunvex Masterclass. And I come across this montage by Bresko where he soloed all 4 final raid bosses, including WREX. Now there was just something about that montage. I don't know if it was the music, the fight, or whatever, but I could watch that all the time, and every day I'd watch it, I'd re-listen to the music. Like, I don't know why, but I just love that montage. After a while I said, one day I want to solo WREX. Like, I want to have a solo tank on my raid report, just like that epic montage. I want me to be in the video, not Bresko, not Claw Wi-Fi, not Valkyrie, not Cameron, but me. So, looking back, I should have started then, but I was too scared to. And then in June, I decided to start. Now, I could tell you the whole solo work story, but Bresko doesn't really play a part. And just throughout all my high school years, I'm watching his videos in class, and I'm watching others. I'm watching Marlger, I'm watching Claw Wi-Fi's, I'm watching WREX's, I'm watching Cameron's, etc., etc. But near the very end of my senior year, when I'm re-added back into the solo server, I see Bresko chatting, and I realize, okay, like, I gotta tell him, like, this is my opportunity to tell him, like, what he did for me. I figured he wouldn't respond, or at max, we might have a nice, light conversation. I'd even make fun of me. But I said, you know what, I gotta do it. So I tell him, and he surprisingly greets me warmly, and we get to having a conversation talking about our history of solo raids, what we did, me and the server in 22, our goals, and all that stuff. And that's it. So now, who's another one of my favorite players? Marlger. Okay. Now, that man, I discovered him when I was just scrolling, watching YouTube in high school, and I see this guy called Marlger, and I decided I'm just going to watch his videos. And I never knew Marlger, I never spoken to him, he was just some random guy I'd seen his YouTube videos on. And then one day while I'm in the solo server, no, I'd like to add, this isn't going to be me talking about the beef with the solo server, because I've already spoken enough about that. I waged war on them, etc. But if you guys want to hear, I'll definitely make a video. But I'm still going to mention it because it's part of the history of these players. And I see him and I just tell him, hey man, your videos keep me entertained in class. And he's like, oh, that's good to hear, and we talk, etc., etc. And he's like, hey man, I have a Crota checkpoint, do you want it? I'm like, yes, absolutely, because I was going for my 2-sword Warlock 390 Crota. And he adds me, I'm like, oh my god, this guy that I had watched his YouTube videos, saw he was like an untouchable, invisible man on his screen. Now he has me on his friends list, and we even ran raids together. Like, that's crazy. And we don't talk really much here or there. But I'll just say, like, I like talking to Marlger. Marlger's fun to talk to, play with. Like, I could easily sit in a party for 5 hours and talk to him. He's cool. And we really don't talk much here and there. And then the school year ends, and I invite Marlger for a raid, and we have fun. And that's really, like, where, like, I want to say, like, a friendship forms, because, like, with these people, you're not really friends, but, like, knowing them more than just surface level. It's not like, and this doesn't apply just to Marlger, but to anyone here, it's not like we're best friends or ride or dies or second half, but it's like, we're more than just, like, hey, like, more of, like, conversations start to form, like, we have some history between us, and we start developing jokes, inviting each other for raids, chatting in parties, talking with Dom, talking with Xayvier, and it's just like a fun time developing inside jokes, memes, so it went from, okay, I gotta keep it professional and respectful around this guy, to like, I can just message him goo goo gaga without fear. And he did the same for me. He rivaled me with International Marlger Day, said be a good boy, competed for me. He watches my streams and supports me. We all know I watch his YouTube videos. Marlger, I gave you a lot of views in high school, man, alright? And it was just pretty fun. Next up, we're gonna go with Dom Legends. So, I'm at Dom Legends in 22 when I was in the solo server. And I realized how much of a goated elite player he was. And he added me saying, hey man, let's run raids, because we actually got along. And I'll say he's like a chill, silly soloer. Like, if it was not for his Destiny skill, he would have gotten banned from the solo server. I'm gonna be honest, like, if you're more skilled at this game, they'll be more lenient on you. I could speak that with experience, because for some reason people seem to think I'm not the best Destiny player, which I am, but they'll be more lenient on you, which Dom graciously got. But he adds me, and in that second half of 22 of November, we have fun, and Dom's the one who's like, hey Zap, like, you gotta get this game called Dying Light, it's a fun game. So I'm like, you know what, I'll get the game Dying Light. I played on Christmas. And Dom and I really don't speak after 22 ends, because I got my first band and I decided to move on to other endeavors. Hey viewers, make sure to comment on the stream, letting me know who you are. And I don't remember if I played with Dom in 23, but we're constantly going like on a back and forth playthrough basis. Like, we're like those friends who we see each other like once a year and catch up like nothing ever happened. But essentially in 24 we have one playthrough. And we're laughing, chatting, getting along. I played with Xayvier actually. And we got an Axis 3-man 1 phase, which is something I'd never done before. And I basically was just the massive hardest carry. And that was like fun. And then I don't see Dom again for another year. I got added back to the solo server. And in between my first and second ban, I really uninstalled Discord because there was too much memories. I really had no reason to use it. But I'd install it from time to time, and occasionally I'd see a message. And then when I was added back in 25, Dom tells me, oh, actually, Zap, I don't use Discord much anymore, only PlayStation. And I don't know what's up with that man, but he takes forever to respond to messages, bro. Like, you could tell him, like, you're about to die and this is his final your final message. He'd respond 2 years later saying, sorry about that, mate. But all good things to say about Dom's. Always fun to talk to, and we play again in 25. He introduces me to Xayvier, and he gives me more leeway to forming, not a friendship, but like to having history and fun chats with Marlger. And we do raids and stuff, and it was just a good time with Dommy Wami. Okay, 750 to down. Next up, Xayvier. Alright, so this man, he does not remember it, but I remember it. And back in 21, I wanted nothing more than to beat 390 Crota, and I was so afraid to do raids and play with people that, and part of it at first was because I was too young, and my parents didn't want me meeting people who would later, teenagers, who would later turn out, who'd I'd later become one of them. They didn't want me meeting people like that, unironically knowing that their son would become one of those weirdos. But it is what it is, and I was really too scared to raid and stuff, and I started playing with people but no microphone. Like, I would refuse to use the mic and stuff. And I met this guy, and he had a Valor, and to me at the time, having a Valor meant, like, elite status, like, a Valor in darkness, like, oh my gosh, like, that's something I'd really, really want. So I added that guy, and he's like, hey man, we're going to do 390 Crota, we're doing both challenges. And I never thought I'd be able to beat 390 Crota, let alone both challenges, so I'm like, of course, man. And Xayvier's in the fire team and stuff. And we beat, and here's the funny thing, I had that Memory of Tomorrow artifact, and we spent forever waiting for one acolyte to become normal, and then we kill him, but we're too late to get to the death singer, so we failed because of me. But we beat it the second try, we beat Crota challenge mode, and this raid loot was like my childhood, like ever since I was a kid. Forget about soloing raids, I just wanted to beat the raids and to get the loot. And I thought that would be impossible, and then I was 14 years old, and at the time I thought I was a mature big kid, I was going to be in high school. I was like, oh my god, like, I just beat 390 Crota, I got this emblem which I never thought I'd get, I got this loot, and in fact you could see the screenshot where Xayvier's in it. And after that, him and I, we never really play, we move on. And of course I hear who he is, how he's mentioned, because he's like a celebrity and stuff. But then in 2025, when I'm playing with Dommy and Marlger, they reintroduced me to Xayvier, and by then I'd become more better. I'd soloed WREX, Confluences, Templar, all that good stuff. Like, I was goated, I was even more famous than Xayvier, because I have way more YouTube subs. And him and I, we get along, we start laughing, we have some similar beliefs and support of certain politicians, which he chanted, and it was good to be like on good terms with him and to laugh with him and stuff. It was just generally fun to talk to him. Cool, he's good at the game, he's really nice. And cause I was like a little bit afraid of fighting some of the ads, he said like, I'll fight the captains for you, Zap, I'll fight this and that, like I'll protect you. And when Dommy was trolling the raid, Xayvier was like, no, like this ain't gonna fly, like we gotta help Zap beat Ras. And another point I want to add about Marlger is, I asked him, like, hey man, we're cool despite us failing that Ras run, because I figured elites like him would be me. Like, you invite him for a raid, they fail, they'll block you. But he said, like, we're cool, man, like, I don't care. And I thought, wow, Marlger is actually a good person. I did not expect that. But, like, back to Xayvier, I was like, wow, this guy helped me. Now we laugh with, get along. He subscribed to my YouTube channel, watch my videos and stuff, and that's pretty cool. Viewers, please comment on the stream. This is a time you could potentially be in this video, and you could be in the comment sections too. All you gotta do is comment on the stream. I see you guys there. Okay, so Xayvier went from 1030 to 410. I spent a lot of time on Xayvier. Oh boy, this is gonna be a nightmare to edit. So, what activity should I run? Score loss? Yeah, that'll be fun. Hey viewers, make sure to comment on the video, say what's up. Okay, so now we've done Marlger, Dommy, Xayvier, Bresko. Next up we're gonna do Overwall. So that man, him and I sort of have a rivalry because people say he's the best Destiny player. And I'll give him credit, he's good, but he's not as skilled as me. Like, that's just the facts. Like, yeah, he's good at the game, I've seen him play, but compared to me, like, that's just insane, because I'm clearly the best Destiny player of all time. But we met, like, in 22, and there's no really, like, good key moment, but we just had a lot of laps in 22s, a lot of playthroughs in 22s. We just, like, really got along and vibed well. I liked talking to him. He liked talking to me, blah, blah, blah. And then I was re-added in 2025, and he remembered me, and he was always watching my streams, always supporting me, always giving me advice. Like, no matter what, like, he'd be there watching the streams, giving me advice, supporting me. There was no really, like, grand moment with him, but, like, he was a guy, he was just fun to talk to, gave me advice, really, and that's it. I've ironically had more good memories and laughs with him than Marlger, Xayvier, and Dom combined, but there's like no real key story in it. So W Overwall. 16, 15. Okay, this is okay. Next up on the list, viewers, make sure to comment. My gosh, this is making me cry. Next up on the viewers, WREX. So WREX, I met him before. I heard about him before I first ever joined, and he was one of these elites, good players. And when I joined in 2022, I was like shocked, like, oh my god, I'm talking to this WREX guy, like he's giving me solo advice. This WREX guy that I'd watched for years is now talking to me, like, okay, that's crazy. Like, most people, their heroes were like Rocky Balboa, the President, Andrew Tate, all that stuff. To me, it was like these people on the solo server who I now came to know and have history with. And we went from doing that to having a lot of laughs, funs, jokes around in the server. And one moment that stood out to me was when we were talking about 21 Pilots, the song that goes, wish we could turn back time to the good old days when mama sang us, but now we're stressed out. That was super fun, talking with him about that, laughing. Then when I soloed WREX, he was like, welcome to the Club G, and that went pretty good. And then my ban happened, and I figured, like, WREX, like, I could ask him about it, like, we'd be chill. And I just received this long paragraph being like, frankly, it's long overdue. Numerous people have complained about you, like, I'm not even going to be discussing this ban, DM another admin, blah, blah, blah. I was like, damn, like, not even 24 hours ago we were talking, I was saying how my bans deserve, blah, blah, blah. I was like, that's Xayvier. Great song. Hey, what's up, Xayvier? Hey, Xayvier, I wonder, did you see the part where I mentioned you in the video? I'm gonna give you a minute to comment that. So I was like, wow, that hurts and stuff. And I really, like, moved on with my life. And near the end of my senior year, I don't know, I went through where I was reflecting on every part of my childhood, from elementary school all the way till the end of junior year. Like, I was reflecting on everything. And then the solo server really hit. And I'd wonder, like, why did that happen? Like, why were me and WREX laughing one day to the next? Okay, your ban's deserved, I don't even want to talk to you. And I was like, I saw this man hated me and stuff, and I was, like, super scared. Oh, damn, Xayvier. Well, Xayvier, once this video ends, I'll send you your part, and you tell me what you think. Is that okay? Like, I want you here present in the moment, but when I'm done with this stream, I'll tell you the timestamps, and you can go back to it. So I was like super scared to message him, to reach out and stuff, and I realized, like, you know what, I gotta do it. Like, at the time, I was in the Destiny community, and I said, one of two things could happen. He responds warmly, and let's say he decided to respond all mad and meanly, then what can I do? It's not like I'm gonna die or whatever. So I hesitantly messaged him, and he didn't respond for a few days, so I figured, okay, he must hate me. And I was in my classroom, and I leave to go to the bathroom, and I got a message from him, and he welcomes me greatly. He was like, I appreciate you reaching out. I can acknowledge people made mistakes, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my god, this is so amazing. The whole day I was smiling. And a few days later, he adds me back. He's like, we're willing to give you a second chance. And what I found funny is when I got that message, I didn't know how to react. I didn't know whether I should rejoin, whether I should do what. Like, I was scared. And my mom, she tells me, like, hey, Zap, we gotta go pick up some food from a restaurant. and that restaurant place, wish we could turn back time to the good old days. I was like, bro, this has to be a sign from the universe. So one good memory, the one best memory I had of him is singing Wish We Could Turn Back Time, and now it's playing at right as he messages me adding me back, so I'm like, that's crazy. And Rex and I in the solo server, we don't really talk much, we just have a few talks here and there, but here's what I wanted to get into. Rex is the only guy, really, who could hate me in the community, and I wouldn't have a problem with. Because as we discussed, my ban was unfair, undeserved, I changed, I improved, and this video really isn't about my ban, but just about the people I know, but it's like, I still feel kind of bad looking back at that moment. We're willing to give you another chance knowing, oh, we're going to have to kick him in a few months. Our ex being like, man, Zap reached out, he's a good person, we should add him back, we're going to have to kick him. And I saw messages and he was saying like, I hope he can behave, blah, blah, blah. And I knew, like, when I got that message, if I got kicked or banned, there's no going back. It can't be like, hey man, I'm sorry 18 million times. Like, that's like a toxic relationship. And Rex doesn't really watch my streams or whatever, but it's like, I can understand why he hates me. Like, if you guys want, I could describe more of my ban and why it was unfair, but I still feel bad that that was the result. And some people heard about it and they're like, Zap, don't feel bad, you did nothing wrong, you didn't deserve that. Like, Rex shouldn't think anything bad of you. But I'm like, just because something is unfair doesn't change the reaction. It's like, you could have two broken arms and a dude weaker than you could jump you and steal you. Life isn't going to be like, well, technically you could have won, so you know what, he's not going to steal your money, he's going to take it. And in order for me to hate him, like, he'd have to say or do something really, really bad and messed up. Like, he'd basically have to do some black magic on me or my family or whatever. But, like, I'd understand why he might not like me. He was the one who gave me a second chance. And then I got kicked. So that ended at 21 to 22. Let's go 22 minutes. Next up on this list, we have Jubby Wubby. So Jubby Wubby, I met in 2022 in the solo server, and my favorite moment with him was when me, him, and Overwall, who at the time were half of the Foxic soloers, the other two were JP and Axis Fake, we talked about just rubbing one out for like an hour, and I was like, got two of the Foxic soloers to rub one out. One of them includes Jubby Wubby. I'm like, that's crazy. And Jubby Wubby, he was sort of like Overwall, like we didn't really have any key good moments together, but it's like we just had a lot of laughs, a lot of fun, goofy chats and stuff. However, Overwall, unlike Jub, he watched my streams, he supports my channel, and I heard he's a silent viewer, so Overwall, if you're watching, please just leave a comment. But anyways, that's for Jubby, like, he's basically the same thing, a lot of laughs, loyalty, support and stuff. He just doesn't watch my streams as much, but he's still fun to talk away. 22 to 23. Next up, Dar. Alright, Dar, him and I have a complex history. So, first off, before I mention this, I'd like to say I think nothing bad of Dar. I love Dar. He's one of my best supporters. Like, Dar is a G. He's a sagger. Like, I think good of him. But he is probably the only one on this list of good people who I had beef with. And when I mean beef, I don't mean, oh, we got into a fight, but like actual hatred beef for, who ended up going good. Like, Dar made like a complete 180. Now, I'm not going to get into details of that beef for his privacy. I don't even know if he remembers, but Dar, if you're watching or if you hear about it, I'm down to talk about it with you, and don't fear. Zap is not mad at you, you're a sagger, but involving my first ban, Dar actually played a part in that. And after I was banned, I never heard of from him again. And unknowing to me, he came to regret not siding with me on my first ban. And he was probably the most, if not one of the most people saying, unban Zap, unban Crotamaster the G, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, man, I miss him, I like him. And all this time, I had no idea. And all of a sudden, I rejoined, and I see this guy. Now Dar's Discord, his Discord is Inverted Axis. And the funny thing is, I never knew Inverted Axis and Dar were the same person, and I'd known Dar as Inverted Axis. So I joined, I'm like, I pray this inverted act, this guy's not in the server, I can't stand him, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden I see this guy called Charlie, he loves Crota, treating me well, laughing with me. I'm like, man, I really like this guy, he's my favorite person in the server. And I see inverted access, I'm like, this is the same guy that got me banned. I'm like, there's no way. So I send him a friend request, just trying to be like, hey man, what's up, to chat. And I'm like, okay, it is the same person, and my worldview changes on him. And Dar, he's a Sigma. He's fun to talk to. Skull likes him. He is like the only person who gives a proper reaction to my parodies, to my story. He invests times. He watches the channel and stuff. Like, he's funny. He sags his pants. And when I got my second ban, he was pissed. Like, I did not expect him to crash out like that. Like, I don't think anybody was as pissed about my ban as Star was. Like, that man seemed more angry than me about my ban. He was like, how dare you unban that? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, this dude reacts to my parodies and stuff. And I just want to appreciate that, because I work hard on these parodies, and I just want to see, like, what you guys think, have a few laughs. And people say, oh, we see them and stuff, but they don't message any reaction, because they're just too lazy. Like, they don't care about me, they just care about seeing something fun to laugh at. And it's just called laziness, but Dari's like, no, I'm going to react to them and say my thoughts and feelings. So 23 to 26, 16. Speaking of dogs, speaking of Crota monkeys, Crota cake. So that man, he actually knew about me more than I knew about him. Because we were talking, he said after my first ban, people spoke about me, which I saw they did. And he heard about me and stuff. And when I was added back, Crota Cake was like this fun guy to talk to and stuff. We laughed, got along. And for these few months, we just had a lot of laughs and good memories and stuff. And we had ups and downs, but nothing where major beef started. Except one time in May where I said, oh, why? And Mr. Cake said, okay, this oh, why stuff is getting R-worded, which I don't want to say. And I felt like he was going after me specifically. And I'll admit, this wasn't cool what I did. I messed up, but I was just tired and angry, really. Like, I really wasn't in a right state of mind. Like, I shouldn't have reacted to that when I was so angry. But I just go after him. I'm like, Mr. Cake, I hate you. I don't like you. And I'm like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. Don't watch my stream, blah, blah, blah. And then that's when me and Mr. Cake really start beefing. I'm like, you're a horrible person, blah, blah, blah. And Mr. Cake's alright, fine. And here's one thing that's funny. He kept criticizing me for pinning him and stuff, yet he never responded to me saying we're not friends anymore. He just didn't respond, so I'm like, Harvey, do you understand what I'm saying? But I will say I felt bad about that. And that night when I go to bed and relax, I like regret it. I thought, man, I blew it with Crota Cake. And I didn't apologize for two reasons. One was because I felt bad and I couldn't confront him. And two was I wasn't sure if he was like... And two, I still thought he was like targeting me specifically, being annoyed at that OY stuff. And also because of pride. But me and Mr. Cake, we have some funny conversations. And eventually him and a few others are like, Zap, we gotta address the elephant in the room. So I'm like, you know what? For once in every blue moon, I was actually the bad guy. So I tell him like, hey man, look, I'm sorry, this is why I did it. Like, what you said really hurt me, but I shouldn't have reacted like that. And he told me like, Zap, like, this wasn't a specific target at you. This was towards the server. And then like a week later, he's in my stream and I solo 390 Warlock Crowd 2 swords. Like, that man single-handedly got me my 390 Warlock Crowd 2 swords. He put up with my crash outs, with my rage and stuff. And then, come on guys, please comment. There's like 8 viewers. This is that day. I want to engage with you guys. And then when I graduated high school, like, that for me, like, hit hard. Like, it was a big transition in my life, more than, like, any normal kid. Like, I don't know why it hit me so hard. In fact, that's a big reason why I relied on my friends in the solo server was I don't really have IRL friends, and I knew, like, when the year ended, like, I was going to have no one. I was going to be alone. So I realized, like, you know, I'm just going to put all my eggs in the solo server basket. And when I graduated, I knew, like, alright, it's over. Like, I had the year coming to an end. I had my last class. And now I had graduated, I had done that thingy that you do with your hat. And what Mr. Cake stands out is he was one of the people just talking to me, being like, wow, dude got such an ego from graduating high school and stuff. And yes, graduating high school did give me an ego. W stream, hey Marlger, what's good? Hey Marlger, I just want to say I had a section about you in the stream. Later I'll DM you the part that you were in. Don't worry, later I'll DM you the part where I talked about you. Marlger, Marco. Marlger, so what do you think? Like later I'll DM you like the part of the stream where I talked about you now. And what I found funny was Cake was like the first guy to react to me getting an ego from graduating from high school. And as I said, yes, it did give me an ego, but another part is like I was and I still am now a little scared and sad that I graduated. Like that routine that I knew, the friend that I had is gone, and I sort of coped with it by the solo server, and I also coped with it by pretending I was super happy and gaining that ego to help me like cope with it instead of having to address that I was actually a little sad. Like, have good things came from it? Yes, like all big and powerful people in history have to go through these phases. Like, none of the figures I look up to are like, were famous for what they did in high school, but I got attached easily. I'm not good at changes, and it still sucks that I won't see those people again. Because now I actually have to do what I say I'm gonna do, instead of just hiding behind. And Mr. Cake was talking to me. Oh my god, NC Crafter, hey man, how you been? And Mr. Cake was one of the ones talking to me, and he didn't know, but it was like helping me validate like what I was going through and stuff. Which really meant a lot to me. So Mr. Cake went 26. Wow, Mr. Cake, you got a long section. Okay. Hey, NC Crafter, what's good? To 3155. Next up is Jay. Dreg. Oh, Dreg, bro, what's good? Yo, what do you think of the stream, man? International Zap Day, by the way. You know what, Dreg? We could cut and get to you, actually, if you want. Of my favorite Destiny players. So, alright, this is gonna be awkward, but Dreg, just know you're on the Zap's favorite Destiny players, which means I don't think anything bad of you. So I'd found out, so Dreg was this guy doing these crazy solos and stuff, blah blah blah. I was like, wow, this dude's rising up fast. And then he called me uncle, and I realized this kid's 15. And that kind of struck a nerve, because all my life I'd played this game ever since I was a kid. This game's my identity, and now this isn't towards Dreg, this is really towards like a lot of people that were in my age group that did it. Like Claw Wi-Fi was like a big elite when he was in middle school. When I was in middle school, I didn't even know the mechanics of Crota. But what stuck it was Dreg was he was not one younger than me, because when Claw was in middle school, I was in elementary school. When Kylo Brent was a sophomore, I was in middle school, and Dreg was like a kid younger than me. And like I didn't know how to like feel about that, like, oh, this kid's better than me. And I know how people are. People get unfair egos, people think they're better. So I asked him, like, do you think you're superior to me because you have these solos? And he says, nah. Now, part of it was a little truth, another part was a little joke. Like, I was serious and joking when I said that. But afterwards, like, that gave Dreg an ego, man. And that's really where my beef with Dreg started, was he was going around egoing people and stuff. And I thought, man, this kid, like, has an ego, like, what is his problem? And he just keeps getting better and better. And him and I, we keep going back and forth. We're cool, we're enemies. We're cool, we're enemies. We're cool, we're enemies. And eventually, I talked to Skull about this. And it's not just about Dreg, it's about all these people being better than me. I'm like, dude, there are people that are in your age groups that are at least in this game. He says, Zap, like, I don't care. Like, we have to have a life. Like, if anything, first off, that you're skilled, you're the best Destiny players of all time. You just get unfair RNG and stats. But second off, it's like you actually have a life. Like these people game for 12, 13, 14 hours a day. I realized instead of hating Dreg for these solos, I should be happy for him a little bit. Because, like, if I'm going to take over the world, I need less competition. And if Dreg, Claw, Dar, Kylo Brent, and everyone is focusing on the game, that gives more room for me. And I realized, like, let the kid be happy. Like, we each have different passes, and it's like, when history looks back on us, the D1 solos will be a small portion. It's like Joseph Stalin. Like, he was a horrible Christian priest. You know, look, he became more successful than any of them. Mao Zedong was poor, and look at what he became. All these people that we look up to and admire weren't successful, and I realized, like, I should stop projecting my insecurities on Dreg. That's more of a reflection of me. Like, I need to have more patience, I need to put in the time, and I unfairly took it out on Dreg. But at the same time, he also did have, like, a massive ego and thought he was better than everyone, which really rubbed salt in the wound. But I realized even if Dreg didn't have an ego and was, like, chill with me, I still personally wouldn't be able to handle it, so it clashed both ways. Until Dreg commented on my streams being like, hey man, we're cool. So I'm like, oh wow, this Dreg's actually nice, and I realized, like, okay, like, I'll just let Dreg be Dreg, me be me. Now, my thoughts, am I coping by saying Dreg is better than me? Absolutely not. I am the most skilled and most awesome Destiny player of all time. It's just that I have a life, I have things to do, and naturally that's going to reflect. If I play for 1 hour, and Dreg plays for 10, he's going to make more progress. Also, if I have worse RNG, he's going to make more progress. So it's like, really, you combine those two stats, and this isn't like about Dreg specifically, this is about anyone who's allegedly better than me and more skilled than me. But Dreg, like, I don't think anything bad of you, I like you. 31 to 36, 35. Okay, next up is Jace Master. So Jace Master reacted to one of my memes about... Hey, give me a minute. So I sent him a meme about like some in the solo server about closing brands, and we met. I realized, like, this dude's chill, he's serious, he makes music, and we just started laughing and getting along. Jace, like, Overwall and Jub, we really didn't have any specific moments. We just had a bunch of laughs and getting along. But what made it specific was I was doing a raid, and this guy and I were talking and stuff. I don't think much of him. And he goes, I'm Jace Master. I'm like, you're Jace Master? And he's like, yeah, I'm Jace Master. So I tell him, like, hey man, like, I'm Crotaman. Am I speaking? So I tell him, hey man, I don't know if you know, but I'm Crota Master. And he goes, you're Crota Master? He's like, oh my god, dude, we're in a raid, I can't believe it. And he like send me a friend request. He like wants to be my friend and stuff. And for those who don't know, Jace is like a super worldwide famous musician. He gets flying out to all these presidential parties, to like billionaires' mansions and stuff, bro. He's up there with like the goats like Kanye West, ABG O'Neal. And he looked up to me and was excited to play with me, so that meant a lot and stuff. However, I will say Jace is horrible at responding to messages, but he's still chill, and he sort of helped mend the things between me and Marlger. And we're at 38, so 36, 35 to 38. Next up is Tixo. So Tixo, what I liked about him was, I forgot how I met him, honestly. I feel bad, but all I know was that he went into some of my streams, he supported me, he had laughs, he joined my server, he got Boots Electric in the server, he gave me some advice for solo Vosic, he said he's going to help me solo Vosic, he watches some of my streams, that's really it. So, he got like 30 seconds. I should have prepared this more, I feel bad, dude. Alright, next up is Bosnak. Now, Bosnak, he's one of those people that when he met me, he liked me and stuff and laughed with me and got along. And at the time, I was like super, super paranoid about being banned from the solo server because I didn't want a second ban. As we know, that did not work out well, but I was like playing it super safe, and Bosnak was the one who told me to chill out, to relax. He was like, I can guarantee your safety, Zap, and stuff. So I realized, like, okay, like, yeah, I'll chill out and stuff. and we started laughing, having stories. He helped me when me and Messick had a little beef and stuff, and we laughed and got along. I was like, dude, this guy's cool, and he responds to my DMs. He was one of the first members of the SAG server. He is just genuinely good to talk to, fun to talk to. I've seen some of his videos. I just like him. Okay. The last one is SLWZZ. Now that man has a personality thing like Dreg, in that he was a good player. Like, I discovered slow when I was 15, and I saw slow skill, slow gameplay, slow play, and at the time I considered him to be the best Destiny player of all time. I was like, this man's undoubtedly the best, and I figured like, he was probably a dude in his 20s or 30s, way older than me. I move on in my life, yada yada yada, and we're in the solo server, and this was in 22, and this conversation started because of me, and because I started this conversation, everyone's talking how old they are, their age, and Slow reveals he's 15. So I will say, I was the reason why we found out Slow's age. Me. Anyways, like, I guess don't, like, no, like, this guy who's way better than me is my age, like, I thought like I'd be the best Destiny player of all time for my age and stuff, which I did, but at the time I wasn't. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is not good. And I thought like maybe he's lying, maybe he isn't and stuff. But then it reveals he is. And as we know, I'm over this stuff now, because even if hypothetically Dreg, Slow, or anyone was to overtake me, what Skull said, like, you actually have a life, like, we don't have 12, 13 hours to burn daily at a game. But anyways, at the time, like, I was like, man, now this Slow guy, he has to be toxic and rude and stuff. And I don't think we ever, like, interacted, like, at all in 22. Same with 23. And then in 24, I'm playing with Aeon, and he invites me to do a raid with Slow, and I'm like, yeah, of course, I'd love to do it. And Slow knows who I am. I'm like, how do you... And Slow still hasn't answered this to me, like, how do you know who I am? He's like, you're commenting on my videos, you support me. I'm like, dude, I left like 2 or 3 comments. But he, like, knows who I am. He's laughed with me. He's heard about me. I'm like, how do you know who I am and stuff? But he's like... And he still hasn't answered that to me, bro. Like, that man could have... That man, I think he'd rather die on a hill than tell me how he found out who I am and knows all about me and stuff. But he helps me trios 390 access, and we have a good run, and I don't see him until I rejoin in 25. And he really doesn't join my... And we don't really interact. And he wasn't active in the server, wasn't talking, but because of me, he pinged me twice and deleted those message and trolls. At the time, both me and Chachin were like, SLWZZ, a rare SLWZZ sighting, and I laughed knowing I'm the one who caused that. Then Slow started watching my stream, started supporting me, and I'm like, wow, this guy who I looked up to when I was 15 is now watching my streams, getting entertainment from me, talking with me. I'm like, that's crazy. And even after my ban, Slow still tunes into my streams, watches them, and we have laughs and stuff. And I was like, that's crazy, because it's like all these people, like, I looked up to them, seen them untouchable, and then they were the ones laughing with me coming to my stream. Like, I was like, that's crazy, especially somebody like Slow. So that went from 40 to 43. 43, 35. Hey, Dreg, what do you think of the stream so far? Also, Dreg, can you join up and get me a Bosnak checkpoint, please? Okay. Now, we're gonna go to my least favorite Destiny players of all time. And what I find funny about them is all these people were once my favorite some of my favorite Destiny players and some of my best friends, and now they're some of my worst enemies. And to me, I just want to highlight how it shows you don't know where people are. Who knows, maybe a year from now, when we have the second Zap day in 26, these people will be, I'd consider them my best friends, like the people who I have on this list now that I'm like, I hate, would be my best friends, and we saw that with Star. Or maybe some people that I have on the good list I'd hate too, like nobody knows. I'm just talking about for this time and our experiences. But The first person on this list is Claw. So, Claw, he had the same story as all these people, was this untouchable figure. I never thought I'd speak them, let alone know him personally, have laughs with him, good moments and stuff. But that happened in 22, and at first I was like, okay, I'm speaking with Z-Claw Wi-Fi. And then it got to the point where, okay, I'm laughing, knowing this guy, having intimate, private conversations with this guy, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy, like, it's something I never expected. Oh boy, this school life is not going to be fun. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, this really means a lot. Like, I'm speaking to him, and Claw Wi-Fi became my favorite admin. I felt comfortable with him, laughing with him. And then I got banned, and unlike WREX, who, like, gave me a harsh response, Claw Wi-Fi, like, felt bad. He was like, I'm sorry we have to do this. He was like, me personally, I don't think anything bad, but other members are complaining. He's like, good luck with your endeavors, blah, blah, blah. And I felt that, oh, I'm supposed to kill a servitor. I wasted all my ammo. That was Skull. No, that's a Skull Ass. Okay. And I'm like, wow, like, that means a lot. Like, even despite my ban, I'm still on good terms with this guy. And we don't interact much. But I remember was in 2023, Shauna told me that Claw Wi-Fi kept some screenshots of our conversations, and I didn't have them. And fun fact, me wanting the screenshots is one thing why I even messaged Rex, but anyway, so I reach out and he's like, yes, I still remember you, and I'm like, you still have the screenshots. Why am I not gonna, that is just stupid. So I'm like, can you give me those screenshots? And for some reason he doesn't respond, but I don't think much of it. And then I don't really talk until 2025, and day one, Claw Wi-Fi and I are laughing. He's happy to have me in. Like, I tell him, hey man, do you want to be in my story and stuff? He wants to be in my story. He's like, you don't need my input, alright? He tunes into my stream the next day. He laughs with me, blah, blah, blah. And this isn't towards Claw, but towards a lot of people, but I never really got the chance to tell him or others how much just their friendship in 22 and especially in 25 meant to me, because I'd started the year by thinking, okay, these people are these untouchable grand elites, and now seeing them as people who I've laughed with and gone along, and Claw Wi-Fi was one of them. But what made him special was he was like more, like I'd clicked with him more than Rex, more than Slow, more than Bresko and stuff. I was like, wow. This guy and I are talking. He remembered me after all these years. He's laughing with me and stuff. And I could go on for hours of all the funny memories we had in 22 and in 2000 and 25. And then the day of my ban comes. And what I found funny about that was when I woke up, Claw Wi-Fi and I were laughing. He had went into my stream and stuff, and then later that day I got banned, and I'm crushed, and I think, okay, maybe like one of the other admins, like Cameron, kicked me and I'll be added back, but Bosnak told me, oh no, the admins, Claw and Chachin, they kicked you, they're just not speaking about it. And for a while I thought good about Claw, but then I realized, like, no, I need hatred. Love and compassion is not what you want. Hatred is what you want in life. Anger is what you want. Like, I shouldn't feel good. I realized, like, he chose this path. Like, I shouldn't try to be all nice and stuff and calm with him. I should go bad with him. I should hate him. And that's what I realized I wanted to do. Now, a big reason that was Claw Wi-Fi had treated me good. He had laughed with me. And in fact, at my school, like, some of my teachers knew about him. One of my teachers referenced him and a few others in the yearbook. And now knowing, okay, a few months later we'd be enemies, like, that really crushed me. And I will give him credit, unlike Chachin, he was willing to reach out to others and to seem a little sad about it. But I held him to a higher standard than Chachin just because he was nicer and better. He was nicer and kinder than Chachin. And he's also the owner. But like, and I also don't really feel he's sincere about my ban because he's like, it's a shame it has to be like this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, just shut up. Like, I don't want your mercy. I don't want your pity, and that's why, like, it really hurt me was the ban. And, like, it's like this guy, I essentially went from looking up to him, to then speaking to him, then becoming friends with him, and then to hating him, and I don't think anybody in the solo server realized like how much like the friendships I had in there meant for me. Like, with basically anyone in there, like I'd be down just having a talk with them, like not even about Destiny, just a calling and talk. And once again, that server was like the only thing I had for friends for socializing after high school. Cause I knew like even when I was in high school, when that bell rang, nobody from class messaged me. Nobody wanted to hang out, despite all the laughs and fun moments we've had. So that's why I relied on the server. And in an instant, he just took it away from me. Like that. And this was somebody who had held to high regards, held to praise, had treated me good, like that. Now, I'm not going to talk about my ban and the unfairness, but I could, because this is about the persons, and that could be a separate video. So, this went from 40 to 50. Wow. Well, Claude, you got 10 minutes. And the thing is, there's more I could add about him, but that's just a general listing of it. Next up I'll do is Chachin. Now, Chachin is similar to Claw Wi-Fi in that I held him to a high regards, but when I rejoined in 25, I still feel a little bad about this. Like, I didn't really remember Chachin, and Chachin, like, I was sort of scared to tell him, like, I don't know who you are, but he told me, like, it's all good, like, he didn't interact or do solos much, but he welcomed me, like, just as good as Claw Wi-Fi did. He treated me good, he made me feel welcome, he was admin, like, I felt so happy to be back, and Chachin and I, like Claw Wi-Fi, had a lot of good moments and laughs together and stuff. But what, like, and with these people, like, I could go into details with both Claw and Chachin, nearly anyone in this stream, of funny moments and laughs and talks I've had with these people. I'm just not going to, because just with one person, we could be here for 20 years. But Chachin and I had these funny conversations and stuff. But what made him a little special was just how really supportive he was. And him and I both, in our senior years, were placed in an awkward class as freshmen. Now, guys, I'm not going to get into that, but both Chachin and I, like, we went to school our senior years at the start and were placed in this class filled with freshmen, which was just hilarious to me. And when I met Chachin, I no longer felt alone, because I was like, man, like, this class stinks, this class is awkward. But when I realized Chachin went through the same thing, like, I didn't feel alone. I said, like, this is the same stuff Chachin went through, and I just wish I knew that earlier at the beginning of the year, rather than all the way in April, but it is what it is. And I saw, like, that way I could relate in Chachin, and Chachin really is the only one who has that relation to me. And Chachin also, like, he, like, warned me to stay safe. Like, I remember, like, there was a day of school that I had missed, and it was my fault because I booked an appointment for the wrong time. And Chachin was, like, telling me, like, hey, Zap, like, I'm sorry about this, like, I feel bad, it stinks, blah, blah, blah. Chachin was the one who did that. Chachin also looked out for me, telling me, hey, Zap, don't go, like, he had low expectations of me, but he was telling me, like, hey, Zap, like, don't do anything creepy and weird. Like, I'm not going to get too much into conversation, because I don't want to incriminate myself, but he was the one that was telling me, like, Zap, like, and I'd already known this, he was telling me, like, that, like, don't be doing anything creepy, and he was, like, saying, like, I don't want you to end up on Chris Hansen, like, I don't want you to get emotionally attached or fall in love, because I don't want you going to prison. And Chachin, if you're watching or someone tells them, don't worry, nothing happened, I'm still good, and this is probably dumb that I talk about it, but who cares? And Chachin was like a toned-down version of Claw Wi-Fi, pretty much. Except, unlike Claw Wi-Fi when I was banned, he wasn't willing to talk about it. I had woken up the day of my ban, and Chachin had made a meme. He changed my name to have a duo tag and Wrath and stuff. And I had sent him, and then after my ban, I had sent him a friend request to talk about it. Because at the time, like, I thought, okay, it was still negotiable. Okay, maybe we could be on good terms and stuff. Maybe it was like some random admin like Cameron, or another one that kicked me. But he just declined it, which was rude, and he wasn't willing to talk about it. Claw Wi-Fi To his credit, he was willing to message Pharaoh, to message Star, or Cream Frosts. Oh, my nose is clogged, and others, but Chachin, like, he wasn't willing to do that. And both Claw Wi-Fi and Chachin, they had this thing where I viewed this person as a friend, as something meaningful that I cared about. But Claw Wi-Fi, he was at least willing to be nice and stuff about it, but Chachin just went cold-hearted instantly. And it got, like, really bad, like, he was like, not even a week later, it was like, why is Zap still on this craze? And I'm like, even if the solo server did not have those emotional ties, not even giving me a week and still being on it is just not enough time. And he can't even hear my name anymore. Like, I had some of my friends say, what do you think about Chronomaster? And he was like, please shut the F up, just freaking out. I was thinking, like, not even a week ago, he was laughing with me and stuff. And it's like, sometimes I think, who am I more disappointed in, Claw or Chachin? Claw was nicer, Chachin I had more laughs with. Claw was willing to reach out, Chachin wasn't, however Claw is the owner. Okay, 55-45. Now we're gonna go into people from the solo server, which is Troy. So Troy and I, we met in the solo server, and we had a lot of laughs, and Troy was telling me like, oh my god, bro, Chachin's in the stream, I did not expect that. That's insane. Hey Chachin, what's good? So what do you think of what I said about you? Anyway, so Troy, him and I, and your comment just loaded, so Troy, him and I met, and we got along good. We both had a love for music. Him, very similar to Chachin. I appreciate Chachin. You do know I literally said bad things about you, but okay. Anyways, who was it? Troy, him and I, we still had a lot of laughs. So, Chachin, while you're here, could I have an explanation for that behavior? Like, how come we were cool one day and then all of a sudden things just went bad? Like, what was up with that? It's okay. Are you talking about me and you? Because, like, I'm just curious, like, what's up with that? Like, why were you friends with me the same day, and then the same day of my band, you're like, shut the F up, I don't want to hear about that, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just curious about that. But anyways, on to Troy. So, we met... Bro, where are the servitors? I'm actually about to blow my brains out. Live on stream, it's okay. I didn't want to make it feel like I was pitying. Oh, pitying. Oh, okay. That makes sense. So you just didn't want to feel pitying. Well, Chachin, hey man, like, I appreciate that. You see, look how easy things are to change. So, Chachin, so I guess we no longer have beef. And, like, I'm glad to hear that it wasn't, like, malicious intent. You just didn't want to feel like you're pitying me. Hello, bro. Hey, Joe, bro. Dude, you missed it, bro. I had a whole talk about you. Later, I'll DM you the part where you were in. Okay, so where are the servitors? Oh my god, I will shoot myself. I swear to god I will. Okay, right. Okay, where are the servitors? You know what? I'm just... Can't wait yet. I'll DM you the part that I talked about you. So, Troy, now, we had lots of laughs and together. I really appreciated him and his work. Like, I told him, like, you were, like, the greatest admin. Like, when he had his temporary leave, that, like, crushed me. Like, Troy, he was, like, a massive pants sagger, bro. Whether he admitted it or not, he listened to my parodies. We bonded over music. We laughed and got along. Everything went pretty well between us. And things went well. When I was banned, he was like, I'm sorry to hear you were banned again. He was also the one who reached out to people. Like, any issue I had, that man would deal with it, like, within a minute, bro. Like, and I was, like, one of the people who appreciated him. Like, I actually, like, valued Troy as a friend and stuff. And we talked about music, laughed. He helped me understand social norms. And then he unadds me, and I tell him this story, and in the story, I say a no-no word. I say night, and Troy just unadds me over that. I'm like, hey man, why do you unadd me? He's like, I can't be friends with people who can just say this word. I'm like, bro, we had 4.5 months of friendships and you unadd me just over a word. Like, if he doesn't like it, you know what, that's fine. Like, people have things they're sensitive about, but he couldn't have just said like, hey man, can you please not say that word in front of me? Like, I don't appreciate you saying that word in front of me. Instead he just unadded me quickly, and I'm like, and considering a lot of other people say it, like Bratty, Toka, Overwall, dozens of other people say that word, and he seems to let it slide except with me. Which leads me to my point of bias, because apparently I'm not the best Destiny player, but it is what it is. But it is what it is, and I'm like, so was Troy like, him and Chachin, like, high expectations, and if he was sensitive to words, like, it's fine, whatever, like, I'm not gonna judge, like, there's something that I'm sensitive about, but it's like, he should have just told me, and if I continued to disrespect, then unadd me, especially after I was one of the few people on the server that, like, valued him, wished him well and stuff, and valued his work, so I'm like, that's just crazy, while he still lets other people do it, and he's friends with them. I tried to solo it on Warlocks, and Knights walked out of here on challenge mode, so I decided I want to blow my brains out. The Troy went from, and like, that's just insane, it's like, and he unadds me over that. 55 to 1 hour. Okay, next, Marlger. Wait, what was the word? You guys know, bro. Don't act like you don't know. You guys know. And you guys all say it too. Marlger, you were in the stream the whole time. Later, Marlger, promise me this. Later, I'm gonna DM you the part where I talk about you, and you tell me your thoughts. Same for you, Chubby Wubby. So, anyways, next up is Crayon, who I like to call Abu Batata. Now, I don't know, like, we had laughs and stuff, but there was just, like, some weird vibe I got about him. And then what really did it was he found out my first name, and I was like, how did you find out? And he was refusing to tell me. He just, like, I was scared, like, and I told him, like, hey, man, like, okay, you could have found my name, like, I'm dumb, I lose track, there's 18 million ways, just tell me how you found out. He was like, no, I'm not going to tell you, but I know your name. I was like, come on, man, like, I've been doxxed before, I've been hacked before, and I'm like, this isn't good, like, I just want to know how, like, I don't feel safe, like, just tell me how you found my name, like, maybe one of my parents said it on stream, maybe my friend commented. And he wouldn't tell me, and I had to reach out to Troy, and that was actually the moment that really made me appreciate him, because Troy was like, hey man, like, this isn't good, like, you've had experience with doxing, like, we can't let that slide. So he writes Abu Batata a whole letter saying, like, you can't be doing that, blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that works, and I wake up, and turns out, and he told me the message. Now I'm not going to tell you guys the message, because I don't want you to know. But what also sucks was that, like, he wasn't willing to talk to me or support me with my band. And from what I heard, I'm not going to say this is confirmed, but he was also one of the people laughing and mocking me. And if so, then that wasn't cool, but, like, there was just something off about him. Right now I'm going to take a break and kill Krata. Really? Okay, that was actually horrible, bro. No, I'm just gonna say I deserved a ban just for being that horrible at Crota. Anyway, so yeah, he went on to 1. Okay, next up is we have a guy. Okay, next up we have is Byron. So Byron, when I first joined, he was like really trying to get me banned. Like, even Claw Wi-Fi said, like, look, like, you're trying to get a ban, huh? I was like, yes you are. He was referencing everything that was on my first ban, and he was just trying to get me banned, but eventually he toned it down, and I realized, okay, this guy's cool, maybe he didn't realize boundaries and stuff, and it went well until I discovered that he was a communist, and we all know which political belief I stand for, but we all know they were at war in Europa. So, yeah, that was interesting. And let's just say afterwards, things really weren't the same, and we were constantly going back and forth. But what really did it to me was a while ago was when I was attempting to solo Bosnak, he went on my stream and hated on me. So I realized, you know what, like, I'm gonna have to block him from this channel. And keep in mind, this was after a bunch of toxicity, laughs, mocking, communism, and then he sent me a friend request. I'm like, hey man, what's up? And he sent me a friend request just to tell me not to solo Bosnak. And I thought in my head, okay bro, you're reading way too much into this. It's like, who are you to tell me what I can and cannot solo? And two, let's just say for argument's sake, I can't solo Bosnak no matter how much. I just won't be able to solo Bosnak. Like, it's not gonna hurt anyone. It's not like I'm out here committing war crimes or anything. So yeah, that's the sense. There are a few more, but I'll add them. This is just embarrassing, bro. 3 swords on level 30, bro. And this is International Zap Day as well. Like, oh my gosh, guys, like... that is just really, really, really embarrassing. Hey, Marlger, do you want to hop on and get me Bosnak? You could be in the King's stream. Oh, I could have Galahorned him. Because Marla, do you remember you promised me a Bosnak? Which you decided to bail out on me on, so hop on and grab me a Bosnak. Alright guys, and if you're wondering with that one class, I still might not be out of the woodworks yet, too. No. Oh man. Oh Marlger, I want to tell you, last night I actually had a dream about you, where I was like reading this article or whatever, and it was like about Zelda Lionels, and you send me a comment on that article talking bad about me. I'm like, what, Marlger hates me, so then I get mad at you, and I just send you this giant article cutting you off. And I just find that a little funny that I had a dream where me and you were hating on each other. That was just an embarrassing run. That was just embarrassing. But Marlger, what do you think of that dream? Where me and you were hating on each other and stuff. Does anyone in my stream who has a PlayStation want to hop on so we can run a raid? Fine, Broski. So yeah, now we can just talk some Destiny stuff. Alright guys, so comment what do you all think I should talk about? What should I try doing? I'm gonna give you guys a minute to comment what you guys recommend I should talk about next. Well, I come up with something. What the hell is this? Bro, I just got jacked 1 point on my assignment, bro. Oh, Marlger, I also have something super crazy to tell you besides the dream. Should I just rerun Crota? No, I'll rerun it on hard mode. And Cream Frost is dodging me, okay. Yeah, oh guys, after the stream I'll go and put timestamps for everything. This is like my favorite stream. Guys, anyone here? Anyone here? Do 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 do. Hard high feels like alright on bogus. He's silent, humble along. So not rest. We annihilate. Oh, Alex is on. Tell no one to disturb Germany. Curse us, laugh us, or praise us, just as everyone praises. Alright guys, so what else should I talk about for International Zap Day? Guys, like, what do y'all want to hear me talk about? Like, what would y'all want to talk about? Hold on, what can I talk about? Oh guys, I've been lately having these new philosophical discussions. I'm developing this giant philosophy, and if you want me to, I could share it with you, cause like, it's honestly to me the smartest philosophy ever. Cause it's like, I'm developing this cool philosophy where I'm studying the world and analyzing it through a different lens, which has never been done before, and like, I'm developing these theories based on my own experiences, and I just like to say, like, I'm really, really proud of it. And like, I'm not gonna say for sure, but I think I might be going insane, honestly. But yeah, it is what it is. But it's like, the context of the theory analyzes economic injustices in the world and how some people are set up and born just to suffer, while other people are born to coast through privileges. Now, sometimes outside circumstances could also harm the individual more, and where does free will and fate come in? Is there a divine justice at all? Gender equality in the world, which I gotta take a break of, because lately I've been getting too sexist according to some people, which I don't think so, but you know what, it is what it is. And I've just been analyzing this cool society, which I'm proud of. So yeah, what do you guys think of that philosophy? It would be nice if a Cream Frost would join the stream. Yeah. So guys, do you want to hear this super cool story I have? Now, what is it? I'm trying to think of something to say that won't get me cancelled. Oh, okay, great. Well, I mean, you know, I'll just do this crowd run, and if nobody's still talking, I'll just end the stream. And this will be the first International Zap Day. Bro, I can't believe it, bro. It's International Zap Day, dude. 3 years ago, I just sold WREX. It's crazy. I should have planned something else to talk about, honestly, but now I feel so dumb. But I will say it's funny how Chachin came in right as I was talking about him. Like, that's just perfect timing. Like, Xayvier, Marlger, everyone except Dreg and Chachin missed where I talked about them. I did expect more people to show up. Like, what about Dar, Cake, Overwall? Like, they didn't show up for International Zap Day. Oh yeah, also you guys are all gonna be in my story too, as well, so let me know what you think, but right now, I'm writing this crazy Destiny story, and I don't even know where to start, because this story goes all over the world, bro. But like, I'm super proud of it and what I wrote. Okay, I'll jerk off later tonight, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Yeah, that's another way I'm gonna celebrate International Zap Day, I ain't gonna cap. Well, like, oh, you know, I could talk about the emotional significance of Crota for me. So this started years ago, actually, when I was like super new to Destiny, and I could only play missions, and my dad let me do certain activities because I wouldn't be good enough, or I wanted to protect me. Because I actually peed my pants and had a nightmare over the blade of Crota. And there was this thing called strikes, which I thought, wow, they're so hard, you need 3 people to beat. And my dad was doing them, and eventually I was like, Dad, please, can I do the 3-man strikes? Like, that's all I wanted to do was beat just a strike. And after a while he says, alright, Dad, you know what, you can handle doing it. But I just want to notice how bad it completely backfired trying to shield me or stuff or whatever. I'm like the most screwed up kid I know. That might take a sip of tea. But after that, I saw my dad doing Crota one night. I was supposed to be sleeping, but I was watching him. I'm like, Dad, is that another 3-man strike you could do? And he said, no, Zappy, that's a 6-man thing. A raid. And I was like, wow, I want to do the raid, blah, blah, blah. And he told me, like, Zappy, you can, but you have to have friends to do the raid. And this was before raid solos were common. And keep in mind, nobody can just casually go in and solo flawless Ras first try. And at this point, the Taken King had it even come out. He's like, I've only done a few of them. They're hard. I don't want to do them. And I was like, come on, Dad, please, I want to do them. And he said, no, you're 7, Zap. I'm not letting you get on the PlayStation with adults and high schoolers that are weird. Unknowing to both him and I that I'd later become one of those weird kids. Weird high schoolers. But anyways, he wouldn't let me. And all I wanted was Crota, 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 Crota. And I would literally try to become Crota. I daydreamed about Crota. Once people do the raids, and even then my dad had to keep it monitored because he didn't want me like going into talks about some freak talking about some stuff that I talk about, because we had to protect little Zap. Unfortunately, that went horrible. Or who knows, maybe it was for the better. Maybe I could be way, way, way worse than I am now. Like, I don't know. Who knows? But anyways, so he wouldn't let me do that, and I was like, oh man, blah blah blah. Rarely could I watch a Crota clip, and only with his approval and stuff. And then eventually got to where I could watch things on my own, and I watched like Dado, Timbo, a YouTuber called Badass Gaming, and lots of others. This was back in the olden days, esoteric. I figured, man, the only thing I could do was solo. Like, I never thought I'd be able to solo it. And then I tried doing it on my Hunter, and in 2019, I think, I crossed the bridge. I'm like, oh my god, I made it across the bridge. This was before PDR, and unknowing to me, Bungie had the Age of Triumph update, which changed everything. So I was like, killing ads, I was like, where's the wizard? Why aren't ogres spawning? What's going on? And then I look it up and I realize, oh shoot, I have to be on Warlock and I have to die in Self for them. Like, that makes it harder. And to make it worse, at the time, I had no clue to play on Warlock. He wasn't leveled up. For some reason, I hated Warlock. So, then I had to do it a long time later, and I had no raid experience, no raid weapons. And in 2020, I crossed it, and I get Abyss Defiant, and some piece from the Death Singer, and I cannot solo Crota. And at the time, I am on top of the world. Like, it's so real that, like, I crossed the bridge, I killed Death Singer. I had actual raid loot, even though it was year 1, and I don't think you guys know how emotional that was for me. This stuff I wanted for years, Like, this was bigger than, like, nearly any solo I've done. Like, I'd rank Crota solo emotionally right as big as WREX solo. Like, maybe even bigger than when I solo Bosnak. But anyways, oh, my nose is just totally clogged. But anyways, then I can't get past Crota and I can't beat him. I have a few runs. And for some reason, I just give up and decide I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I don't know why. Like, I'm known to have a defeatist attitude, but this was worse, because usually I'd hop off after 20 minutes, come back later. This time I'd hop off and I just didn't get back on. And I went over a year without doing it until 21. I realized, you know what, like, I have to do it. I have to solo Crota. Like, I have to solo it, get some loot. Like, I can't live like this anymore. So I watch a guide, I study it, and I realized, you know what, I'm going to do it on Tuesday. That way, if I die at Crota, because I knew I beat the bridge in that thing, or I could do it again. That way, if I die, I'd have a checkpoint for a week. And I hop on, and I get an error code. So I'm like pissed. I'm like, I waited to come home. This was when I was in 8th grade. And it was during the COVID year. However, near April or March, my middle school allowed us to go back to in-person classroom. So I'd gotten home. And I was pissed off. I was like enraged. So I was like, really, really, really? So I go take a shower, I hop back on, and it can work. And I'm going. And it takes me an hour to beat that raid. Especially the bridge. Constant sword fails. Sometimes I don't even kill the gatekeeper. I can't find the sword there. But I beat it. And then deathing and stuff, it goes through easy. Crota, I have a few little fails. In that first run, all I do is I Galahorn him and I barely get a few hits in. And it takes me 4 swords actually. And I remember on the 4th sword it felt so real. All Crota needed was a few more hits and I would have soloed him. And I pick up the sword and I can't even do my jump right. And I shoot a galley and toss a nade. And that fails, so I'm like, oh my god, this isn't good. And my dad's sitting with me, he's intense, so I reload my galleys. Thank god I had those 2 galleys. And I just blast them and blast them. I run up, I barely get 3 hits, and boom, I solo Crota, and then level 30. And me and my dad were happy. Finally, I was 13, nearly gonna be 14. Finally, I had done it. 6 years, I had finally done it. Now the story, we all know the emotional aspect of it. I described it, I don't want to get all lovey-dovey. But what could you learn from it? I could learn from it, one, is that sometimes outside circumstances could prevent you from doing something. And that my dad didn't wanted to protect me from people who I'd later end up to be like. And 2, is that some things, although out of your control, you can't control. Like, there was nothing stopping me from just going in and trying to solo it on my own. Like, I'd wanted it since the raid came out in 2015, or 2014. 2015, I had basically 3 years before Age of Triumph, and even then I beat it 4 years after Age of Triumph. So I had all this time where I could have gone in and beat it. And 2, my dad told me I could have also raided a little bit earlier. Like, I was 13, said, maybe you could have raided late 12 or whatever. And I started doing raids in June, I think. But it took me a while, and then I didn't use the mic immediately. I began using it later in that raid. But there was nothing from stopping me from just hopping in and soloing Crota, but I chose not to. But then there was something outside my circumstances, like I was too young to raid. And looking back, like, you could say, oh man, if he let you raid at 7, look how great you'd be that. But it's like, one, there's still that mindset of me having a life. Like, even if I began the game before somebody, if I'm only willing to play for an hour to a day while they play for like 15, oh my gosh, really? They're gonna overtake me. And 2, it was probably for the better to protect me from becoming he wanted to at least try to prevent me from becoming weird and keep me normal. And if not, things probably could have been way, way worse. And for those of you guys asking, no, he does not play anymore. So you all can't go find him and snitch on Zap. And I'm not giving his PlayStation out, but Yes, there is a guy out there who is Zap's father who you could snitch to. But I am not risking that, bro. I low-key be cooked, bro. Already my dad does not like me for the things I say. He's already saying, like, Zap, what the hell were you saying on the PlayStation last night? If you knew most of the stuff I was doing, bro, I'd low-key be cooked, bro. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 minute. I gotta switch my controllers. Alright, now we have this horrible controller. I'm not even touching it, guys. Oh god, okay, I'm gonna have to reset this. The Chinese controllers. Yeah, okay, hey guys. Okay, so what else did everyone to talk about? Oh, oh guys, I'm also working on parodies and stuff, which I'm excited for. But yeah, like, so updates about my life, I guess. Well, things have been going good. College has started, I have not made any friends. But part of that is because, you know, I probably should not be talking about college, because if my mom sees it, she'll be pissed off. But like, what have you guys been doing? Hey yo, Marlger, I'm so happy that you're in the stream. Basically everyone who tuned into the stream, I'm happy. And, oh, some channel updates, guys. So, I'm still gonna be making Destiny. Nah, bro. Nah, okay. I swear, if it respawns me on the other side, I'm killing myself. Thank God. So, some channel updates is, I'm gonna be uploading Destiny, I'm gonna be going for solos, I'm gonna be going for accomplishments. But if you all know, a while ago I started a podcast. And I'd still love to make those podcasts, but Skull and Pharaoh are both busy. Pharaoh's like not responding to messages, like I don't know like what's going on with those guys, but they're not going to be on for a while. And I've always wanted to do this, was to make videos where I just talk about stuff, talk about my beliefs and stuff, like find a subject to talk about. And I wondered like how could I do that? Like this is the only way I know how to record videos. Like I could sure get a camera and film something, but like I don't know how to upload it to the internet. I don't know how to get background gameplay. I don't know how to record from my computer. I don't know how to record any of that stuff, but for years I've wanted to do videos where I talk about things. So what I realized I'm gonna do is like this, like I'm gonna find a subject to talk about, and most of these won't be related to Destiny. They might be about politics, about jokes I found, about personal things, about religion, and I'm going to talk about them while I play Destiny in the background. Now, what I'm wondering is, should I be doing like a hard solo like Bosnak in the... Where's the sword bearer? In the background, or should I be doing something? Did the sword bearer like fall off them? Oh, there he is. And I'm going to see, because it's like distractions like these could happen. Like I'll be trying to speak, and then all of a sudden you'd hear me throw my controller across the room in rage. But like I've always wanted to talk about stuff and subjects I'm passionate about, so that's what I'm gonna start to do. And I never did that was because I don't want to show my face, because I'd probably get jumped in the street, and my parents also would not feel comfortable having that be showing their face. So I'd always wondered like how would I do this, like even if all of a sudden God snapped his fingers and I was content with showing my face, and so were my parents. Two things unlikely. How could I record? Like, I had no clue how to record on the plate, how to record outside the PlayStation, like how to sit like in my room or whatever and record. I had no clue how to put background gameplay and record. So what I realized I'm going to do is I'm going to live stream like I am now, and I'm going to begin talking about subjects I want to talk about. And live streaming is already more awkward because if there's no viewers like there are now, there'd be no viewers. But if a video, it's like nobody's watching you at that moment, people will come and watch later, and you just have to hope they see the video. But with this, you're live right now, and if nobody's watching, that's just awkward. But that's what it takes to build every channel up. Like PewDiePie, DanTDM, they didn't get like 100 million views their first videos. In fact, most of the time they were talking to themselves. So that's what I'm gonna do. So does this mean I'm done with solos? No, I'm still gonna be uploading Bosnak attempts, Axis attempts, Crota, everything. Destiny content is still gonna be going. It's just that now I'm gonna be uploading videos where I talk about stuff, and that's gonna be separate than the podcast, because the podcast is one thing, commentary is another, but all of which is gonna have Destiny gameplay in the background. The issues I'm debating is, should I be attempting a solo while doing the commentary? On the bright side is, I could kill two birds with one stone, solo and commentary done. But on the negative side, I could not be that locked into my solo. Like, I could be, who knows, like, I could be like not even concentrating and just start DPS when Bosnak's at half health. Or on the contrary, I could not be paying to what I'm saying, and I could all of a sudden be like, no, 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 no. I'll go like, solo, 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 right in the middle of when I'm speaking about politics. So these are some updates that I'm going to be doing to the channel. Now, will there be a way to discreet from them? No, not really, because when you live stream, it is so hard having to retitle it on the PlayStation, this, that. Which is why I first went from titling the live streams to being like, okay, you know what, I'm just going to title it from the boss. When that got too much, I went, you know what, I'm just going to title it Destiny. But when that got too much, I realized, because I did a knack playthrough when I planned to live stream some other games, maybe that's what I could do during commentary stuff. But like, I realized like it'll just be too much, so that's why I started titling everything game. But like, yeah, there's gonna be some commentary, and what I realize I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leverage already what I have some viewers from Destiny to transition into that commentary phase. Now, I'm still gonna be uploading Destiny content. I'm still gonna be live streaming. It's just that now I'm gonna do commentary as well. And how to determine, who knows, but like, I'm sure you guys love commentary. And that'd be cool to hear Zap's take on things. It'll certainly be a little different. And I'm kind of scared to talk about them, because sometimes you guys have those moments where you go in, you have so much to talk about, and then you forget it all. But that's just a risk I'm gonna have to take. So yeah, soon we're gonna be doing Bosnak attempts, solos, and commentary and all that stuff. The thing is that I'm afraid with the commentaries, people might see it and think, okay, this is a Destiny channel, and he's just talking about stuff all... Okay, but look at... Bro, this gatekeeper is like crucified. I'm crucified, crucified like my Savior, saint-like behavior, lifetime I... Right, that's a reference to Ghost, so yeah, that's certainly going to be some things I'm going to have to figure out to do, but I'm going to tell people like, hey man, like, this is just, that's for the commentary videos. I'll be like, the main focus of it is commentary. Destiny is a knack, Minecraft, Dying Light, or whatever, it's just background, like, just ignore that. And when I make Destiny videos, I'll say, this is just a Destiny video, I'm not going to really get all political or speak my issues or whatever I want to talk about in there. And I want to do this and I hope I could use some of my Destiny alliances to leverage it. So yeah, these are some. So yeah, and now once again, this is something like I could have done that for a while, or I could have thought of it, but I just only thought about it in the few months. Like, it actually came with a podcast idea that I realized, like, me and Skull have these great talks. Same with Pharaoh. Okay, what is going on? And oftentimes we do it while playing Destiny. So I realized, why not just go live and make it into a podcast? And Skull's telling me, like, he was thinking the same thing. Like, we both had this idea, so let's make it to a podcast. But I also wanted to do commentary, and I put together, like, why not just do that as well? I swear, I could attempt hard mode now, one solo at a time. One solo at a time. That... Oh, I forgot I have to kill wizard. Anyway, these are some channel updates. So anyways, like, yeah, like, that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna offer my own insight and perspective. And even if it doesn't grow, like, let's just say hypothetically, like, this commentary isn't the way, well, it will at least give me some experience, which is what I need. And part of my goal is speaking and projecting my ideas, and this will be a good way to start something. Because even if I get 0 viewers for every single stream, I'm at least trying and doing something, and that's an action a lot of people underestimate. It's just doing it, like just trying and doing it, even without a game plan, just trying and doing it. And if not, you at least have some experience under your belt. Oh yeah, this is probably why hard mode is way harder. Yeah, you have no time at all. At 5. It's just getting some experience and stuff under my belt. Okay, I need special ammo, not heavy, because I'm just going to do challenge mode. This was dumb. Why do I keep trying to clip? Like, there's something I'm doing wrong, obviously. But anyway, so yeah, these are some channel updates. Yo, viewer, what's good, G? And I'm also thinking of live streaming some Dying Lights. That might be good for background stuff for the commentary. And Minecraft I would, but I have to admit this, I've never beaten Minecraft. Like, I've tried and tried. I could never beat the Ender Dragon, so I don't know. That would probably not be good, but I still want to play Minecraft because it's been a really long time, like a few months since I played it. Alright, now I'm gonna lock in. Okay, what is this email? Have you ever accidentally changed your clothes in front of anyone by Quora? Okay, you know what? That would be an interesting thing to read after this, bro. I'm gonna lie, bro. It's International Zap Day, guys. Give me a break. Bro, man. This is gonna be an international holiday. This is the start of something big, bro. You all are lucky to be in the same community as me. Okay, come on. Come here. Come here. Come here. Alright. I sought that miss. Bro, can I see his health screen? He got up early, bro. I literally got there at perfect time. How? I literally... See, that's what I'm talking about, bro. He got up early, bro. Ain't no way you can convince me of that otherwise, bro. Okay, I have to do challenge mode. Like, I won't get off until I do challenge mode. And I've done it, like, multiple times already. Should I just go for 4 and then something plus the super? This is the first time me and Alex are on that he has not invited me to a party. Oh, my balls. And for any viewers seeing this, like, if I said something about somebody and they didn't see him, tell them. Like, all the stuff that I say live, I think about it with the intent that whoever I'm talking about is watching the stream. Even though I don't think WREX or Bresko will see the streamer even watch the channel, I still do it with the intent or belief that they're seeing it just in case. Because the last thing I want is to say something about somebody I don't want them to know, and then they find out. I'm like, how did you know? They're like, Zap, you said it live, like you incriminated yourself, you idiot. So yeah, when it'll be random, cause I have life and stuff, but like I plan to upload it and stuff. Alright. That's okay. Oh. Oh. Clutch, but we did it, bro. That was tight, bro. Anyways, yeah, I've realized now it's probably best if I solo Bosnak on Warlock. So that's what I'm gonna do. I love and hate the sprawl at the ends, because to me soloing Crota is like a fun, neat little challenge that you're meant to do. And Crota is meant to be the final boss. So one of these outcomes is not really satisfying, because the final kill should be Crota. However, it's nice as it gives me more kills on my raid report, and it just shows all these pissed off enemies like, ah, you killed our master, we're pissed, blah blah blah. So it's kind of funny in their own way. But at the end of the day, nah, but 30 challenge mode is fun, bro. Anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning in for International Zap Day. I got the paper here with everyone. So yeah, man. See y'all. Bye.